Hiya folks, Sandro here with more cartoon news and shenanigans. And if you would like more cartoon news and shenanigans, I'd ask you to please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so by January 1st kind of thing. It's just a little goal I set for myself. I don't know if we'll be able to do it. So like I said, in the last couple of videos, if you've watched them, I would need 15 subscribers every day till the end of the year to actually make that goal happen. It's a lot. It's quite the ask. It's quite the ask. I know, but I feel like I can do it. Because I feel like once you get a couple hundred, then it starts snowballing. YouTube starts recommending you more, and right now myself, after getting 100 subscribers, I'm definitely seeing more viewership and subscribers per day. So it's pretty wild. So yeah, if you'd like to help with that, and if you'd like to help me get to 1,000 by the end of the year, please subscribe and maybe share it out. Share out my videos and tell your friends maybe if you want. I'm not gonna force you. But what are we talking about today? Netflix once again. How many times do I have to talk? How many videos have I done on Netflix? Hold on. Netflix. So I've done a good number of them. But one of the more recent ones I've done was about Netflix's stocks plunging. That was when Cuties. You guys remember Cuties? That video, the movie that came out. And it featured like underage girls doing all this crazy shit like twerking. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, we're talking Netflix. Once again. And I think Cuties is still at play here. So Netflix subscriber growth slows sharply, ending lockdown spurt. So yeah, when the lockdown, I actually just did a video today about Quibi. Hold on, let me just, most recent video. There you go. See, Quibi shuts down already. That video is actually doing really well. That just came out a few hours ago, and it already has 19 views and 8 comments. Not bad at all. So yes, so Quibi, Katzenberg blamed Michael. Is it Michael Katzenberg? Yeah. He blamed the failure of Quibi on the pandemic. Everyone and their mother was laughing at this man. They're saying like, what are you talking about? Netflix, YouTube, all the big streaming tech giants like Twitch, they were seeing record number growth, except for Mixer. And you know what happened to Mixer? The same thing that happened to Quibi. Mixer and Quibi, they're no longer part of this world. They're poof, they're gone. They did not see massive growth. They seen, barely any growth. Quibi seems like it actually just lost most of its subscribers after the free trial ended, which is kind of sucks for them. But yeah, I guess people weren't into Quibi like I talked about in that video. And so Netflix. So here we see them talking about. I almost forgot to mention, this is on cartoonbrew.com, and this article is by Alex Dudok DeWitt. What a name! Holy shit. So yes, that is quite the name. But yeah, so the subscriber growth came to an end. So it looks like all these people who are at home, it looks like they finally found their groove. They're watching, they're playing their video games, they're doing what they're gonna do as you would. So Netflix subscriber growth slows sharply, ending lockdown spurt. Shares dropped nearly 7%. Which is not good. Netflix boost from the pandemic is tailing off. After a remarkable first half of the year, the streaming giant missed several targets for the third quarter. And again, I don't know if this article is going to blame Cuties. I don't know if this is a left-wing kind of website. I've read a bunch of articles from them, but Cuties, a lot of people just stopped subscribing after Cuties. They ended their subscriptions. There was was it a hashtag cancel Netflix? There was some kind of hashtag that was going around. I talked about it during that video I showed earlier where the stocks plunge. So yeah, September falling short of analysts' forecasts of 3.3 million. Sorry, I missed here. The company picked up 2.2 million paid subscribers globally between July and September, falling short of analysts' forecasts of 3.3 million. So they were about a third off, right? So They predicted 2.2. They got 3.3, or they didn't get 3.3. They only got 2.2. Sorry, I said that wrong. They got 2.2 million, but they didn't reach the milestone of 3.3. So they only got 2/3 of the way there. Sorry about that confusion. As well as its own prediction of 2.5. So it didn't even reach its own prediction. It reported 6.44 billion in that's a lot of money. So 6.44 billion in revenue. How much didn't I swear years ago I read an article that they spend like $15 billion in they spend 15 billion in new content every year. So are they in the hole right now? They might be in the hole. I don't know. Just above what it had expected. And a net, wait, just above what they had expected. It says here they did 2.2 million, and they predicted 2.5, so they were short. Just above. Oh, so they made more revenue than what they. Okay, I see what this. So they actually made 6.44 billion in revenue, just above what it had expected, and a net income of 790. So they only made 790 million. Missing its forecast of 954. So they were a couple hundred million off there. That's or maybe just 160 million off, about 164, I think, 164 million. So the shares fell nearly 7% because they didn't meet their goals. They didn't get the money. And this isn't a good thing. See, I was laughing there, but is it a good thing though? Because I'm a lover of cartoons, and if this company isn't doing well, that means we're gonna get less cartoons. Like this isn't a good thing, you know. Now I secretly hate Netflix. You're gonna be wondering why I secretly hate Netflix, because I actually used to be a Blockbuster employee, and I was there when they went bankrupt. I actually worked right up until the point where they laid everyone off. Yeah, so I was and as I'm sure many of you know, due to Netflix's streaming service, it basically led to the accelerated death of Blockbuster. So they kind of put me out of a job, kind of so to speak. So I have a bit of a secret vendetta against them. I know. It's you know, it's funny. But anyway, but yeah, I gotta say, it's like, you know, if they fall, you know, I talked about this with Quibi, right? I talked about with Quibi where it's like, if they had succeeded, maybe they would have gone on to create some amazing new cartoons. Now we'll never get to know, right? We'll never get to know what could have been. And so we also have Netflix here. So they're not doing so well. So maybe, you know, when they're not doing well, maybe that means we're not getting more cartoons. I saw Clownfish TV, which is another YouTuber, very big one. Or well, not the biggest one, but like they're pretty big. And they were talking about how Netflix is going into anime. In anime, they're doing anime. They got all kinds of stuff with anime coming in the pipeline. So that's good to see that they're at least doing anime, which is still sort of like a cartoon. I like anime. Sometimes, I don't know, people said in videos that they think I don't like anime. No, I like anime. Like I said, I've seen so many. In fact, I'll give you a random off-the-wall one to watch. Bacano. It's called Bacano. But only the first 12, is it 12 or 11 episodes, and then there's a time skip, and then the series ran out of funding. But if you watch those first 11, I think it was 12, right? 11 or 12, go watch Bacano, first 11 or 12, English dub. You got to watch the English dub. The voice acting is fantastic. So that's a recommended anime I would send you guys to watch. So yeah, I do love anime. I do like cartoons more though, right? I grew up with cartoons. I feel like there are animation, you know, where it's like anime. It's kind of like Japan. Some of the jokes don't translate to English properly. When you watch a show in English, you know what you're getting. You know what I mean? So I always feel like I just love cartoons a little bit more than anime, but I still love both of them. So in the year's first 2 quarters, Netflix acquired a massive 26 million new subscribers as audiences turned to home viewing during lockdown. During their earnings review, watch below, the company's leadership argued that this bump had pulled forward new subscribers, resulting in the plateau in Q3. They pointed to their high customer retention rate and estimated that they will gain a total of 34 million subscribers in 2020, which would be a company record. But here's the thing, right? There's so many competitors now. A lot of people are back when Netflix came out. There was only Netflix. You could, it's like there wasn't other options. Now it's like HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix, Peacock. You got I feel like I'm forgetting CBS All Access is one of them, or am I? No, that's not one. Or is it? I can't remember. But there's a whole bunch of them, right? Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus is one I missed. There's so many options now, and the option. Well, there's no more Quibi. No more Quibi, guys. No more Quibi. So one player has fallen already. So Quibi out of the standings. So let's keep going. For the first time, the highest growth this quarter came from the Asia Pacific region, which accounted for 1 million new subscribers. Only 180,000 people signed up in the US and Canada, suggesting that Netflix is nearing market saturation in the territory. Yeah. So it's getting saturated, and all these streaming services, they keep on coming. They just keep on coming. They're growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's getting wild. So I would expect Netflix's subscribers to actually start heading south pretty soon, especially if they don't bring any big hits like Stranger Things and other such shows. So despite the slower than expected growth, Netflix remains leagues ahead of its competitors in the streaming space. That's because they did it first, right? They were the first big ones, so a lot of people subscribed, and they never unsubscribed. So, boasting over 195 million paid customers globally, Disney Plus has 60.5 million subscribers, while AT&T and AT&T's HBO and HBO Max had 36.3 million at the end of Q2. So the biggest, so I think HBO Max is the secret underdog of the streaming services. I actually believe, no, this is real. I'm not, I'm being real with you guys. I actually believe that eventually, not now, it might take a couple of years, but I actually think that HBO Max will surpass Disney and Netflix and become the number one streaming service. That's a prediction I'm making. Maybe we'll come back to this video one day and see if I was right. But that's a prediction. I actually, right now, out of all the players, HBO Max has so many good things coming to it. DC cartoons, all kinds of crazy shit. It's amazing. I would out of all the streaming services, I would recommend HBO Max. They just own so many amazing properties and cartoons and such, and things that aren't cartoons. A lot of movies, so much cool shit. Where it's like, I feel like I've seen a lot of Disney, what they had to offer. So, and I don't even like Star Wars, so The Mandalorian. I'm not going to subscribe to Disney Plus, right? So, while Netflix shares are up more than 60% this year, Disney's are down 15% this year. Yeah, because, they relied so heavily on theme parks and cruises. It's like all that stuff shut down. Of course, they're going to take a hit. The company recently announced a reorganization centered around streaming. Yeah, so they're focusing on Disney Plus. Another important bit of context: Netflix, which has borrowed billions annually for years, is getting closer to the point where it can fund its own content. So that's cool. So Netflix is getting out of the hole. As its shareholder letter stated, with $8.4 billion in cash on our balance sheet at the end of the quarter, plus $750 million credit facility, which is undrawn, our need for external finance is diminishing. Once the company is self-funding, new levels of growth become possible. They do become possible, but then what happens when all the other players start having, what happens when HBO Max hits 100 million subscribers? That means that's a customer you're losing, right? Like, Disney and HBO Max are going to slowly cannibalize some of that market, and they might find themselves not being profitable again. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I think HBO Max takes the whole thing at the end of the day. So that's the end. that's the end of it there. Oh, we got some people talking here. What does some people say? I think part of the drop off includes the customers that drop their subscription due to the film Cutie. Yes, I almost forgot it. Oh my god! Thank God! Thank this guy just reminded me. Yes, a large part of this, a lot of people cancel because of Cuties. I was gonna talk about that. I almost ended the video and forgot to talk about that. But yes, so yeah, Cuties, the controversy. They were gonna cancel Netflix and unsubscribe due to their support and distribution. You know. So yeah, I do think that Netflix going woke could stab them. It could stab them in the chest later on. The more woke you get, the more broke you get. So you know they're gonna lose people here. Netflix fell just 300K subscribers short of its growth target, and the plateau was expected. As far as the people who unsubscribed because they couldn't understand a oh my god, here we go. Because they couldn't understand a smart film with themes more complex than the Hollywood boilerplate, Netflix is almost certainly better off without them. This is one of the guys who writes articles because I've seen his name, and I'm not impressed with this answer at all. That's a terrible answer amid a MIDI. So he, you know, like I don't like this take. That's a terrible take. And I'm pretty sure he's one of the guys who works for Cartoon Brew, or yeah, pretty sure. Maybe I think it's just understandable to not like a service that supports a film that took real kids and sexualized them. No matter how deep and artistic it is, it's literally the same as displaying non-simulated torture of real animals on screen to demonstrate the cruelty of animal abuse. Oof, talk about the wrong take. If I was a company faced with slowing growth, I might want to pay at least a little attention to the public face of the company. Pushing something that looked like the glorified sexualization of children just wasn't good. Just wasn't a good look, period. Did this guy write the article? Wait, who wrote this again? No, this was a different guy. But I've read this guy's articles, so this is a disgusting take from amid a MIDI. He basically said, you know, like he's calling Cuties a smart film with more complex themes than Hollywood boilerplate. Like, fuck off. Just fuck off. You know, like, what kind of response is that? What the actual F is that? Holy shit, man. I'm having none of this comment. That's a disgraceful comment right there. Yeah, man. Terrible. Terrible stuff. And he says Netflix is almost so. If this guy worked for Netflix and people were complaining about a movie, he'd just be like, "F you, don't even, you know, we're better off without you." I don't like this. A lot of articles, a lot of news journalists took this stance at the time. This is a terrible stance. Terrible stance. Don't support Cuties. Cuties is garbage. Cuties is just some shit. The corporate world expectation are just a plethora of delusions, lies, and mismanaged data. It is healthy being optimistic, work hard, and the likes, but with so many providers scratching the proverbial pot's bottom of subscribers, there's little left to work with to still expect unreasonable growth rates year after year. Yeah, that's what's gonna. I talked about this. Basically, the more Netflix goes on and on, the more competitors rise up, the less market share. You're not going to have year over year growth. It's going to get dangerous to keep getting you're not going to meet those goals, right? So they're going to keep taking hits because I don't think they're going to meet their goals. But they are at least getting to profitability, which is good. So, you know, Netflix has reached peak subscriber gluttony. Now there's a 7% share drop disaster in our world of endless expected growth. Yeah. Based on speculation more than reality, they'll need a reset too if the marketing department fails to add that ever realistic growth expectation. Yeah, I think it's just unrealistic to keep, you know, expecting more and more people. This is going to be crazy. Ted Cruz. Yes, I like watching Ted Cruz's YouTube segments where he talks. He's in court and he discusses things like this. Ted Cruz condemned Cuties without actually seeing the movie. I'm not sure he's the only idiot. No, Ted Cruz is a good guy. This person is just salty because you know, this guy must be a left-wing activist here. A lot of these people, I made a video where I talked about how I didn't want homosexual propaganda in the We Bare Bears movie. They put a gay pride flag in there. I said, no, I don't want that. The audience, the comment section freaked the hell out. A lot of left-wing crazies. I just, it's like, why do kids need to see that? They don't. And it's like, why do kids need to see, the sexualization of children? This is way worse than the We Bare Bears movie, The We Bare Bears movie, honestly, minor. But this, on the other hand, this is a whole another ball game, man. The fact that he's calling Ted Cruz an idiot, that's awful. Awful. This guy just doesn't give a shit about what children are watching. Like, what if they started showing cartoons with murder in them, like straight up like murder, like they chop the heads off and blood everywhere, like blood and gore. Is that, these are the kind of people who don't give a shit. They just want society to collapse. What a shocker, right? This was bound to happen with the way streaming services have gotten. Now there are multiple major services and a ton of smaller ones. The major ones in particular are big competition for Netflix. Oh yeah, HBO. I'm telling you guys, HBO Max. You come back to this video one day, you're gonna see it. And it's the point where many people don't want to be subscribed to all of them. Of course not. And there's going to be a lot of people who they subscribe to one service and then they just pirate the rest of whatever. Because are you really going to subscribe for just like Stranger Things? If you don't have a Netflix subscription, are you going to just subscribe to Netflix just for Stranger Things? Or are you just going to go watch Stranger Things online? You're going to go watch Stranger Things online, right? So piracy is going to play a big part. And I think that companies are going to start having to make the best quality shows to get people hooked. Or you're never going to see that year after year growth again. So that's it. I feel like I talked a lot here where this is a 22-minute video. So I got one more video I have to make and my voice is goddamn going. This is my 5th video of the day, like I said. And I have 6 to do. I was going to do 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday for a total of 6 between the 2 days. And so yeah, folks, that's all from me for now. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, and please subscribe.